Lesson 9. Muscle structure and sliding filament theory. Components of muscle tissue and the theory of muscle contraction. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to describe the structure of skeletal muscle, name and describe the components of skeletal muscle, and explain the sliding filament theory of muscle contraction. Skeletal muscle is composed of muscle tissue so that it can contract. We call this contractile tissue. Connective tissue, which binds or holds it all together. Nerves, which bring messages to and from the brain and the spinal cord, signaling the muscle to contract or to relax. And then blood vessels, which will bring oxygen and remove waste products, will also supply energy and maintain fluid levels. Every muscle is made up of hundreds, if not thousands, of muscle fibers, and these muscle fibers are arranged in bundles called fascicles. All of these fibers and bundles are held together then with various layers of connective tissue. So on the outside of the muscle is the first layer of connective tissue, and this is called the epimysium. So the epimysium is the outer layer of connective tissue that surrounds the entire muscle, and then it blends into the tendon here, which attaches the muscle onto the bone. Within the muscle then we have our bundles of muscle fibers, which are called the fascicles, and each fascicle then is also surrounded by another layer of connective tissue, and this layer of connective tissue is called the perimysium. If we were to extract one muscle fiber from a fascicle, we would find that that also is surrounded by another layer of connective tissue, and this connective tissue then is called the endomysium. So we've got three layers of connective tissue: the outer layer, which is the epimysium, the layer surrounding each fascicle, which is the perimysium, and then the layer that surrounds each individual muscle fiber, and this is called the endomysium. And the purpose of the endomysium is to completely surround that muscle fiber and electrically insulate it from all of the other muscle fibers within that bundle. Also within the muscle are blood vessels, and these carry blood carrying nutrients and oxygen to the muscle and carrying away waste products. So the main components then of skeletal muscle is the muscle itself, skeletal muscle, which is contractile tissue. This means tissue that can contract, and this in turn then is composed of these bundles of muscle fibers, which are called fascicles. The tendon, which is connective tissue, and it is part of the epimysium, which extends beyond the muscle, and it becomes then a strap or a band which connects to the outermost covering of the bone, and that outermost covering is the periosteum. The epimysium then, that's the outermost layer of connective tissue that surrounds the entire muscle. It blends to form the tendon. The perimysium then, which is the second layer of connective tissue that surrounds each fascicle or bundle of muscle fibers. And then we have the endomysium, which surrounds and separates each muscle fiber and electrically insulates it from the muscle fibers immediately around it. Now, if we were to take one muscle fiber, we would find that it is a long thread-like structure, hence the name. And within each muscle fiber are other smaller thread-like structures, and these are called myofibrils. So the myofibril then are these thread-like structures that make up a muscle fiber. On the myofibril we also have these other protein structures, and these are called myofilaments. So myofilaments are protein threads, and the two that are on our muscle fiber are actin, which are the thin ones, which are the blue ones on the diagram here, and then actin, which are the thicker ones, which are in red. These don't extend the whole length of the muscle fiber, but they're arranged in sections, And these sections then are called sarcomeres. There are many sarcomeres all along the length of each muscle fibre. The sarcomere then is the basic unit of muscle contraction, and it is the combined action of all of these sarcomeres together that causes muscle contraction, and that then in turn causes